Do Africans Hate Black Americans? Part 1.
What we won't do in 2024 is take abuse from dysfunctional idiots. This narrative about Africans hating you must stop. Africans don't come in this country hating you. You fall from grace before the eyes of everybody. With your abuse, your attacking, your insulting, your bullying. How many Africans have come here and tried to embrace you and got burned? You are your own people's oppressor in America. But each time somebody busts that bubble, you go around claiming Africans hate you, African hate you. We come here believing that we are one until you spit on our faces and tell us we are not. If one of us dare invite you in their business, you make it a personal mission to ruin it. If one of us dare marry you, you seek to destroy us. You make it a personal mission to destroy them and feed them to the system you complain has been oppressing you so much. I have been living in America for 20-something years, married an Afro-American, started a company and employed some of you. 9 out of 10 of you that I employed came for me. You started flooding the code with bogus claim, seeking to destroy me. What is so good to like about a group of people? All they want to do is destroy one another. When are you going to grow up and take accountability for the things you do to your own community? We are not your enemies. Our people taught us who you are. You came from us. You are our blood. And when we come around, we try to treat you as such, just for you to spit and slap on our faces. So what? We won't do that in 2024. What you need to understand is that we are one. You need us more than we need you. That's what you need to understand. You need to nurture the connection you have to the homeland. That's what you need to understand. But we won't force ourselves in your spaces if you don't want us. But one thing we will not tolerate anymore is your bullying in social media. We are tired of that narrative that Africans hate African Americans, which is not founded. Many of us come here with the hope of being reunited with our long-lost relatives. But what do we get? Abuse, insult, backstabbing, betrayal. You know, the truth must be told about you. Maybe that would give way for you to start healing. I used to own a language service company, and I got to work with all the nationalities. I got to work with whites. I got to work with Hispanics. I got to work with Asians. I got to work with other Africans, and I got to work with African Americans. Well, guess what? The only one who came for me and used their system to destroy my business were African Americans. They run and go to court and complain about anything just to get their hands in your pockets. That's what you do.
Do Africans Hate Black Americans? Part 2.
And that is the whole point that I am trying to make, to get them to see they literally do exactly what they don't want done to them. And then when it's returned to them, they can't handle that. You're not going to generalize the whole continent of Africa. You never could and you never will. Stop doing that. Many of the ones that are talking rubbish about Africa, Africans, guess what? Many of you can't even afford to get on a plane, let alone to get on a plane to get to Africa. Some of you can't even afford to get on a plane to visit different states in your own country. Different states in your own country. Many of you still think Nigeria is different from Africa. Many of you still believe Wakanda is a real place. Besides when Akon is trying to make it come to life. It's not real. It has never been real. So please stop embarrassing yourselves. We're not going to generalize the whole United States. We never have. We never will. Because as a person, There's no way I can sit here and say the whole United States it just depends on food stamp, or the whole United States is just lazy, or the whole United States they're just always talking and embarrassing themselves, they're twerking and letting themselves be naked. I will never say that. Or say the whole United States they're all constantly broke. The whole United States can't do this, can't do that. I will never do that, because guess what? That will be considered as a generalization. And I'm not here to generalize anybody. That's not where this is going. That's not where this is supposed to be going. But as usual, people get mad. You guys get upset at the simple fact that someone is actually trying to tell you the truth. Many of you do not know your own history. You don't. Because how come you're the only ones that are constantly called or referred to as African Americans? But white people can just be literally be referred to as white, or they can just be referred to as Americans. That's it. You guys, you have the ethnic group, which is Africa. That's the reason why you are definitely Americans, but you've got African ancestry. But you want to claim everybody else. You want to claim everything else. That's okay. You can do that. The question is, will they claim you back? Will they claim you back? I don't know. That's for you to find out, and for me to not care if you do find out. But in the midst of all of that, stop being hypocrites. A lot of you are hypocrites, and that's the problem. But I'd rather talk to the educated ones, not the NIGGA ones, because those do not have brains. They can't function right. They think about all day and think about going on, maybe robbing someone, or they think about that. See, all of that, those are the ones that do that. They have no reason for anything else but be ignorant. And I do not have time for ignorance.
Africans in Africa treat white people so much better than they treat black people. So I just saw another video from another creator, and she is an African woman. She did not tell one lie in her video. Let me tell you how I knew this was true. A couple years ago, I went to Zanzibar with a lot of my friends. We hired a guide. We were just having a time. Most of the time that we had been in Zanzibar, we were with our guide until we got to Nungwi Beach. So at the time, me and all of my friends are Hilton Diamond members, meaning we have the highest status of all of the guests there. It means that we come and we stay and we spend a lot of money in Hilton. Now, at this hotel, I think that we had a drink package. I can't remember the specifics, but the drinks were free. That's important to note. So we're all sitting at the bar, we're ordering drinks, and before the bartender starts to make our drinks, I actually give him a really big tip. And $40 is a pretty good big tip for this area. And obviously you can see that me and all of my friends are black. After we had all placed our orders and gave this man a tip, another guest of the hotel came right after we had made our order, came and sat down. Of course, he was Caucasian, and the bartender made his drink before he made any of ours. No tip, no nothing. But this is the first time that my experience has actually been validated.
The thing is, this whole diaspora shit is not going to end soon. And I'm going to still keep talking about this thing. This whole Africa don't like and respect foundational Black Americans and all of that. We're still going to keep talking about it until God helps us. We'll find peace, we'll find balance and all of that, right? The thing is, as African, I can tell you of a truth that I trust those Black Americans more than the Africans. At least with what I'm seeing on social media. I can see how they talk too. Sometimes I begin to say, are these people Africans? Because this is not who we are. In our own country, we love and we respect them. Because in as much as there's a notion that we are not one, we are not together, right? And all of that, they're beginning to find out that they are natives, they're not even from Africa. We've always seen ourselves as brothers. Looking at the whole slavery thingy, we always have the, instinct to say, oh, probably this person might even be my relative without me knowing. So there's always this love we have whenever we see them in our country. I mean, foundational Black Americans. Now, watching them on social media, traveling down to America, and then they start rubbing shoulders with them, disrespecting them, is what I will never support. And do I think they do it? Of course I know. Do I think it's all of them that do it? No. Because I believe that there are still people like me in America. There are still Africans, there are still Nigerians like me in America that will never disrespect Black Americans. And that is just the truth. Now, this is not coming from the fact that, oh, I know these people have been good to me. I've not been to America before. But to be honest, I've gotten so much love for Black Americans and Haitians a lot in my life, so I can tell. You get that? So now, aside that, at least I have discernment. I've not seen any of them and I feel like, oh, I've not felt that way before. But I can tell you a truth that I've seen so many Africans and I'm genuinely irritated. Can they pull off all those shit characters you see in those videos? Yes, they can. They can. And it's a shame and it's bad. Let's keep watching these videos anyway. I have a lot to say. You will see it at the end. Let's keep watching.
This conversation about Africans hating on Black Americans. Who even came up with that idea? Who came up with that conversation? Who came up with that conversation that Africans here in America are hating on Black Americans? Do you know what it takes for an African to get an American visa in Africa? Do you know how much it costs? Do you know the stress? Do you know how long you have to wait? Me personally, I waited a year and a half. I had to fly from South Africa to Nigeria, from Nigeria to Ghana, just to get documents that the American embassy needed. Do you know how much all of that shit cost? Do you know the time, the stress, and everything that went with it? And you think after going through all this stress, wasting all this money, wasting all these times waiting for a visa, and then I finally got an American visa to come to America, and then I came to America only for me to be hating on Black Americans, only for me to be hating on people that look like me, hating on people that I don't know, hating on people I'm meeting for the first time. Does that make any sense? No, does that make any sense? Just think about it for a second. Does that make any sense? It is y'all that are doing the hate. Some of y'all though, I've met amazing Black Americans, amazing ones. It is some of y'all that are doing the hate. Some of y'all hating the fact that Africans come here. In 2, 3 to 4 years, they start owning shit. They successful. They doing pretty good for themselves. They standing on their feet. They are doing pretty excellent. And y'all hating the fact that y'all who are born here still struggling and watching people who just came here 3 to 4 years ago on their feet owning shit, and y'all hating on that. That is just straight up the base of the hate. That is nothing but straight up the base, the source of the hate, nothing else. Because hate is nothing but a jealousy. You jealous. You can't jealous what you have. You only jealous what somebody have that you don't have. That is pure jealousy. That is just completely what it is. And then you see some of them talking about how the Africans should worship them, to thank them for building this country. If it wasn't for what they did, that the Africans wouldn't be doing successful in America. Let me clear that up. We know the Black Americans that built this country. We know the icons that did the job. We appreciate them. They know we appreciate them. They know we all want Africa. We appreciate them. They will forever be appreciated. They know that. But one thing is, they never made that comment. They never made that statement about Africans need to appreciate them or thank them for building the country that they live in. They that did the work never made that statement, never make that comment. It is the ones that didn't do shit are the ones that are trying to take credit for. The ones that didn't do shit are the ones who are trying to take credit for it. Let me ask you, of you personally, what did you do to build this country? You that is trying to take credit for the work that other people did. What did you personally do to build this country? What did you do personally? As a black American who's talking this rubbish, what did you do personally to build this country? Nothing. Isn't that ridiculous that people will do a job and other people want to take credit for it? What makes you think the Africans here ain't glad that the black American icons who built this country, that we are not thankful for them, that we do not appreciate them? What makes you think that? What makes you think we don't appreciate them? The people who did the job know that we appreciate them. But you that didn't do the job want to take credit for it. So what did you do personally to build this country? Nothing, right? But you want to take credit for it. You want all the Africans in America to bow to you for building this country. You can't dig yourself out of the mud. You can't dig yourself out of Section 8. You can't dig yourself out of government assistance. But you build the country. You can't dig yourself out of the mess that you are still struggling, but you build the country. Everybody want to take credit for what they didn't do. All in the name of hate, jealousy. Instead of learning from people who are doing better, what are they doing better that I'm not doing? Trying to learn from them to better yourself. Trying to learn from the people doing better so you can better yourself. Instead of doing that, you just hating. Not only are they hating, but they're spending the hate and say these the Africans that are hating on the black Americans. For what? Hating on y'all for what? Like for what? Like one good reason why an African will be hating on the black American. Just one good reason. For what? Nothing. But y'all, we the one doing the hate. Does that even make sense? Think about it. You don't need to cut it off for this bullshit. That's one of the most ridiculous conversations I ever heard. I never even heard this conversation before until I came to America. I never knew this conversation existed before I came to America. Until I started to witness that shit myself, and I started to wonder. These are daily experiences. For my fellow black folks that I consider black family, they're the ones doing the hate. You'd be wondering. Even the ones that I work with, the ones that I walked with, and the ones that I still work with. You don't need to cut it off. You don't need to quit the hate. I'm blaming the hate on other people. And some of y'all claim that you're not Africans. So your ancestors, they fell from the sky, landed on a boat, and then that boat brought them to America. At least the white folks, we know their ancestors from Europe. But you black, some of y'all black Americans say your ancestors ain't from Europe, and from Africa. You ain't from Africa, so your ancestors definitely, you're probably fell from the sky and landed on the boat, and the white brought them to America.
Dear black Americans, we do not care. We really do not care. No, we do not see you as Africans. We don't share any culture. You have no culture. You have no respect. You have no manners. You talk to people like shit. You treat people like shit. And now you want to boycott African-owned businesses. What level of jealousy is this?
Jealousy?
Well, of course, Africans are more intelligent than you guys. They are more educated than you guys. They are more cultured than you guys. You guys never listen to advice. You do as you please. You have mannerless. You don't see anybody. You don't consider anybody.
Don't consider anybody.
And you think boycotting our business is going to break us because you guys were all broken into pieces and now you can't even figure out how to fix yourself?
This is exactly the type of hatred that they have been spewing about us for fucking years. Nobody likes you. Nobody respects you. You have no culture. We're better than you. We're smarter than you. This is what they've been saying for years. This is not new. We are literally just responding to them treating us like this and talking about us like this for fucking years. In 2025, because we are now saying something back, they're acting like a fucking victim. They've been throwing rocks and hiding their hands. And now we're saying, hey, you can't continuously treat us like this. You can't continuously cuss me out and tell me I ain't shit, and competition and comparing and you're better than me, and we're not taking it anymore. Why do they get to be so nasty and hateful toward us? And this is what they've been doing. This is not just a response to the African boycott. They've been saying it. She's been felt that way. Because why would you say that? We never get up here and say Africans aren't. We say it as a retaliation. But unprovoked, you do not hear us saying they're stupid, they're dumb, they stink, they're ugly. We physically look better than them. We have more icons than them. We have more legends than them. We've built more infrastructures. We've built more universities. We are actually more wealthy than them in this country. Like we take care of our kids more because they have a lot of orphanages over there. They sell their children over there. Like there's so many things that's happening. We don't come out spewing such negative, hateful things about y'all. We are now saying something back because y'all keep talking shit. But this is what they've been saying, and this is how they've been feeling. And it's unfortunate because I would love for everybody to just get along. Nobody in my family ever sat around the fucking dinner table talking about Africans and saying don't associate with Africans, and Africans are bad, Africans are scammers. They never said that. We never even thought about them like that. It was never even a fucking thought. When I would see them in the street, if they were friendly, I was friendly. And I still am to this day. I'm nice to whoever is nice to me. But then there's this other lady that's saying, oh, the African doctors should boycott African Americans. Ma'am, y'all trying to catch lawsuits? This is America. You cannot just run around lawless like y'all do in y'all's villages. This is America. You can't do that. It's really sad. It's really, really sad. A boycott is just to get the type of service you deserve. That's it. Boycotts don't last forever. They typically don't. Get your shit together. And ain't nobody just about to be boycotting for no fucking reason. So maybe you should ask yourself why. Why would Black American women, why would that one, because it was only one that made a video and y'all just going crazy on all of us like y'all usually do because y'all look for any fucking reason because y'all really hate us and y'all xenophobic. But why would that one Black American woman say, let's boycott the African braiding shops? Why would she say that? Y'all would never even think to ask why? Y'all think she just came out of nowhere and said that? Now, I'm not saying to boycott or to not. People reserve the right to do whatever it is that they want. But a lot of you all are nasty. Nasty just like the bitch that was in this fucking video with her funky, ugly ass. Spread love, it's the Brooklyn way.
All right, so I have a question, and I'm not trying to be controversial. But why do African women treat African American women so bad? Like, it's automatic attitude. Like, I've experienced that a lot growing up. And I used to ask my mom, like, why are they like that towards us? And it's because I'm African American. I went to the African market. I was getting some meat or whatever. I was getting some tripe and some goat meat cut up. And I didn't know that you had to grab a ticket in order, the process, basically. And I promise, those ladies let me sit there for like 15 minutes talking in their language, rolling their eyes at me, all kinds of stuff, without even telling me, hey, ma'am, you need to grab a ticket or whatever. I ended up talking to a guy, and I was like, oh, what did you get your tripe cut? Like, what size did you get it? And he was like, oh, this is a medium. Do you know you're supposed to grab a ticket? And I was like, no. And, he helped me out or whatever. But these ladies was just rolling their eyes and had an attitude the whole time. I found that to be like very mean, but I've experienced that. Like going to my Nigerian restaurants, they would give me I asked for egusi with beef. They would give me the fat from the beef, not the actual meat. I mean, I'm talking about excessive fat. And I'm like, ma'am, I asked you for meat. But anyways, and they feel like that I don't know the difference or something. I don't know. So, but I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm talking about because I grew up in that culture. I've experienced the most love from Senegalese women. Oh my gosh, they treat me like a sister. But not Nigerian women, no. Not all Nigerian women, let me just make that clear. But most of them are very mean to us. Stop being mean. Please.
I don't understand why Africans hate their own people. Like, just because we live in a different country doesn't make us any different than y'all. I mean, sure, our culture is different, but genetically, we're literally the same. And you want to know what's crazy? African people copy American culture, and black people want more of their culture. Like, really? We're literally going in separate directions, and that's what's dividing us. This stupid ignorance on both sides needs to stop. Like, it's honestly so dumb. I can't even believe I'm ranting about it on TikTok right now. Just love everyone. Understand both sides. It's that easy. And honestly, this is something I can rant about all day. If you guys are interested, follow me and let me know you want more.
What's good, family? Man, look here, if I see one of them Teslas, man, out here on the road and y'all try to jump in front of this truck, man, you're gonna have a horrible day, I promise you. Teslas get no love. I don't care who driving. Black, white, candy stripe, man. For the love of me, I don't even understand why black man want to get caught dead in one of them things, man. And you got folks out here, man, living in apartment complexes, man, driving them things, man. That's your slave master's vehicle, man. That man don't care nothing about black people, man. You know where he from. For those that don't know, the boy from South Africa, man. They treat black people down there like slaves, man. You understand? And further than that, man, you know, I want to talk and touch on the African people that come from that region, that come to America with your nose up in the air. Your arrogance offends me, man. You understand? Your attitude, your better than attitude, man, is real offensive to me. I don't know how nobody else feel about it. See, cause the fact that you come to America and you want to tell black people what they're doing wrong and how they should be doing here in America, and you ain't did a damn thing about the way they pimping your kids over there in South Africa. So straighten that shit there out before you come here and stick your nose up in there, man, about what black people doing and ain't doing and should be doing. You understand me? One thing we ain't doing, we ain't letting our kids get pimped out for $1 a day. That's one thing we ain't doing. You understand? I see it a lot, man. These African folks, man, they come here, man, you understand, with their nose up in the air like they really somebody special, turn it back on their own people. A lot of them don't even claim us, man. You understand? They don't claim. They think that, you know, black Americans are lazy, man. We shiftless. We this, we that. But then again, I say, y'all over there in South Africa, man, won't even straighten that shit out. You got places over there, man, that black folks can't even go in South Africa. All white buildings, all white beach. Negro better not get caught over there, man. But you gonna come to America and stick your nose up in there, man, you understand, about the way we living our lives over here. You understand? Straighten your own kitchen out, man, before you come here and tell us what the fuck we need to be doing about ours, man. You understand? Y'all give me your opinion, fam. And again, man, them Teslas, man, if you see this truck here on the road, don't try to jump in front of this truck. You get no love from me, man. All right, fam, y'all get at me, man. Yup.
Most black Americans have been in the U.S. for much, much longer than any Irish.
Thank you so much for speaking up about this, because I always found it so interesting that when a black American person says that they're American, everyone just gets so upset and they're always like, but where are you really from? My family has been here in America since the 1800s. If you go all the way back to the 1800s, a lot of African countries did not even exist at that point. If you look at a map, Nigeria wasn't there, Congo wasn't there, South Africa wasn't there. Those names came about whenever the British people took over. It was really just land and tribes. This was literally what the map looked like. So that means when my family was here in America, a lot of those African countries did not even exist. And I know I'll hang out with my friends and they're always like, oh, I'm from here, I'm from there, I'm from Jamaica, I'm da-da-da-da. And I'm just like, I'm American. I'm just from America. And, you know, they're just like, yeah, that's everyone's goal, is to be American. And I think that's why a lot of African people and people in general just don't like the fact that black Americans are claiming American, because they put being American on a pedestal. It's all about proximity. They still want to claim us as theirs, even though we are 9 to 16 generations removed from Africa.
Yo, here's my beef, and this has always been my beef. And I want my people to listen to this from a perspective of reasoning. As somebody who has traveled to the continent of Africa, haven't been to every country, but I've actually been able to touch African soil, been able to interact with South Africans, East Africans, and West Africans. And I was greeted with respect and I was greeted as a brother. I say that to say all this. I saw something on YouTube where a woman was asking some people, I think it was Kenya, some people in some country, and even the subtitle, Africans saying that they don't want African Americans or Black Americans in that country. See, I even that word Africans are saying, it's 54 countries. 54 countries. The United States is one country with 50 states. Could you even fathom a continent that huge with 54 countries? And yet you label Africans across the board. But anyway, I think it was Kenya. And it was a few people that stated that they didn't want Black people there in their country, or Black Americans in their country. And so, of course, the comment section went crazy. Here's the thing I never understood about our people, though. Our people have heard Asians, express their disdain. Not every Asian. Some Asians express their disdain for our people. And yet that has not stopped any Black person from going over to Indonesia, Thailand, Bali, and any other Asian country. Black people have heard Latinos express disdain for us. Some Latinos. That hasn't stopped Black people from going to Mexico. That's not stopping y'all from going to Tulum. That's not stopping y'all from going to Cancun. That's not stopping y'all from going to the Dominican Republic or Puerto Rico or Cuba or any other Latin Caribbean place. So why give up on the whole continent because of what a few people say? It all has to do with the fact that it's been ingrained in us to separate from Africa, to hate Africa, to have a disdain for anything African. You know what I'm saying? You've seen how some whites have mistreated Black people, and yet that hasn't stopped y'all from going to European countries. Come on, stop with the cat, bro. Stop with the cat, peoples.
Welcome. Credit to the creators, I must say. That's a good one. I'm so speechless, right? The thing is, do you know how much it takes for someone to leave Africa and go to America? Now, I'm not talking about every other European country and all of that. America is like the number one in the world. It's the strongest country in the world. Now, it took a lot of them, a lot. You save up so much money. You deny yourself so much luxuries in Africa just to go to America. Why are you going to America? You're not going to America to build their country. You're going there to make a living. And so you owe them all the respect. In fact, you're supposed to respect them every time you see them. I'm telling you the truth. And then, again, aside that, when you look at what they've been through, you're supposed to treat them well. But now the reverse is not the case. You guys now prefer to go respect the enslaver, the oppressor. You prefer to bow down at their feet, forgetting that these people are supposed to be your own people. This is really bad. If you're African or Caribbean or whoever you are in America, and you are among these people that are doing this thing, stop it. Because karma will come for you. Stop it. These people fought for you to be there. If these people were not there, if these people didn't suffer all they suffered, you won't be there. You find it fun, or you found it a good idea to go there because you see someone who looks like you there. Imagine you going to a country that you don't have anybody that looks like you. How would you feel? All of these things you're doing is not good, to be honest. I'll say it. It's not good. I've seen those videos and I've done a video about it before. And I've expressed my displeasure. And I've come out here to say, yes, you people can do it. I've even come out here severally to go on my knees to beg these people to tell them, okay, sorry. I get angrier because the more I do that, the more I go back to TikTok, another platform, and then I see some bunch of idiots doing videos disrespecting them. They do videos, they disrespect these people who their life, their backs was used to build that country you're going to. And then when you come back home, you will now be feeling so much, so superior. If you feel you're all that, why didn't you stay here and hustle? Why didn't you build your country in Africa or Caribbean, wherever you're going from? Why didn't you build it? Why would you go and start dragging it? People that built their own country. Honestly, come on now. Let's do better. We can do better, please. Even though I know it's not every African that behaves like that, but a whole lot of you behave like that. A whole lot of you are bad people. And we'll call them out. In as much as I know, yes, we have beautiful people amongst us that are very good, but a whole lot of you doing all of these things are bad people, and I condemn it. And whatever it is, we're watching. We're watching. Payback time is here. A lot of people who are among those treating them bad are going to be rewarded accordingly. So you wait for it and see it. If you feel these things you're doing is good, wait and see karma. Karma will come heavily on you, and you won't have anywhere to run to. That's all I have to say for now. I'm so angry and I'm so pissed right now, to be honest. I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.